Hello, Nick and Jill. Nick and Jill, I've been put onto you by Brian, who says you have a large collection of banjos. He wasn't sure who, but we've started in here because there's something even bigger than a banjo collection.
Yes, this is a 1939 Hudson, and it's the same era as the music we play, the banjos we're interested in, and we bought it so we could go to gigs, put the bass in the boot with the banjos.
I wouldn't have bought it if the bass didn't fit in. That was one of the definite criteria. It had to fit the double bass.
Although it's a big car, it's a coupe, or coupe we call it, and which hasn't got a lot of room in the back. How do you manage that?
We had to cut the back away so we could fit the bass in. It goes over the back seats, but it does fit in. We're going out playing to a gig tonight. There's the bass. We've just got room for 2 or 3 banjos down the side there. Just about fit them in. Had to cut away all the back of the seat there, but when its little flap is down you wouldn't know. And there we are.
The project this winter was to record a CD with all myself. Recorded it here on 4 different tracks, sang with myself again, played with myself.
Basically you got a bit beside yourself.
I did certainly get beside myself.
This is your homegrown recording studio then?
Yes, it is. We've added to it over the months. This is the recording desk.
Yeah.
So there's 4 different tracks there.
Yeah.
And you can add another 2 with electric instruments. And then you can start bouncing tracks together as well. So, yeah.
It's no longer required.
No, surplus to requirements. Yeah.
That's a lap steel you're playing there. That's got a great sound. Is that the only instrument you play?
Yes.
So you do play another instrument?
I've messed around on the bass.
On the bass, on the double bass,
yes,
which
on that
is
one over there. Yes.
over here. What about all these other instruments?
No, Jill plays all of those.
Ah, but according to Jill, it's not her that's the collector, it's you.
Ah, well, we differ on that. I wouldn't do it if she didn't play them.
But you pick them out and you buy them. What do you look for when you
I
pick
look
them
for
out?
a name on it.
A name?
I need to have
What's
a name.
special about having a name on it?
Because it's got a pedigree then. It's like a dog. I mean, some people buy mongrels, but other people don't. And I like instruments that have got a maker's name on it. Then I can look it up in the book and I can read about it and I can get really enthusiastic about it.
And you can tell other people, I've bought a whatever.
Well, there's nobody else interested.
So this is a very interesting instrument. What's it called?
This
How
is
does
a
it work?
Rabro. It was built by Ray Watkins, who was a session guitarist. It's a resonator guitar, which means it was the transitional period between the early acoustic one over there and the electric one. And it's a mechanical amplification. He was a...
But what's the difference between the 2 sides? Because they
Well,
look identical.
They are identical, they're just tuned differently. Obviously, when he was backing the singers of the day, they were singing in different keys, and he needed to be able to change quickly because otherwise you've got to spend a little while retuning.
There's more than one kind of slide guitar then. I can see there's something
Yeah,
here.
this is a double neck O'Hara from about 1938. This is a triple neck Fender from 1948. This is a very early one. You can see it's a backless, fretless, and unusual number of strings. It's quite an early one, about 1880.
I've forgotten how to do it.
I just noticed while I was grooving along there's a whole lot of little porcelain banjos up there. Which of you collects those?
Gill.
He does.
Oh,
No.
come on.
No, he
Which
does.
one of you?
Gill.
You do. You're the one who always picks them off the
There's one
store.
from Portsmouth, where she came from. There's one Oslo.
Where your great-grandmother came from, yes.
I think we're about even pegging at the moment.
Probably, yeah. You can sit there and tell a load of lies like that. I don't know.
Brilliant, wonderful. We've heard from Nick that you're not the collector, but I noticed there's lots and lots of banjos all around you, and they're all belonging to you.
He gives them to me.
So
He collects them. I wouldn't buy them. He buys them and then he gives them to me. And then, of course, I have to accept them, don't
Oh,
I?
of course you do. So you collect them off Nick.
Yes,
So you are a collector.
sort of.
You're a 5-string banjo player.
Oh, yes.
You've just played this rather lovely old one, which is
Yes, this is a Parslow. This is actually an English banjo, and from Kingston. And we've managed to get some real gut strings for it, so it's got that authentic sound now.
that's what gives the plunky sound.
Yes,
of the banjo.
very different to the
And that
this
is made about
1880.
1980s. You're a 5-string banjo player, but I've noticed there are one or two that aren't actually 5
Yeah,
strings.
there's one that
There's one-
sneaked in.
There's another one down here.
Ah, yeah, that's a uke.
And there's
Actually.
one up there which is a bit worrying.
Oh, that one, yes, that's a sort of a mandolini type one, although it's got
That
a
one
metal.
doesn't look so old.
No, this one was specially made for me. Nick, again, he was the one who organised this one. It's made by a man called Bob Flesher, who lives in California. And he made them. Flip, yes.
This one's got the 5th string
Yeah,
running up.
that's right, it's got it
underneath.
running in a tube up to there, and they couldn't.
Back.
Yes, it's rather special. It's ampoina wood. It's.
Sort of a shame to have something hidden behind your stomach,
It is
isn't
really.
it?
It is a shame, but you can't really play it back to front.
This one,
Yes, this one is.
another 4-string one in fact.
Yeah, it's a. We use that as a base. It's rather.
Can I have a go?
Yeah, go on, have a. That's it.
I found that one here with lots of dust on the back.
Well,
You obviously don't play this one very often.
No.
So we've got the banjos, but it's not just banjos with you, is it? You collect other things. Rather strange looking thing behind you here. Can I take
Yes.
it down?
That one is a cittern, which was in a very dilapidated state when we first bought it, and Nick had real fun doing it up. In fact, he's made an absolutely super job of it. We went to the Horniman Museum in London and saw what they actually looked like, because it didn't have a top on it, so we've now made a top. Here, you tune it by using the key.
I'd put it on the end
Yeah, I
actually
know,
to tune
yes,
them out on the
I've
bit you were
realised
doing
that,
there.
yeah.